Hey guys, I'm PhilInTheBlanks, and welcome to Let's Play Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World. I think most people have heard of Mario All-Stars. Contains 4 amazing Super Mario games. Mario 1, the Japanese version of Mario 2, the American version of Mario 2, and Mario 3. But released a little later that year, I think it was that year or the next year, in America only, they released this version which also has Super Mario World, with a couple changes to that game. So I figured I cannot believe I have not played a Mario game yet on my channel. I don't count Wario Land as a Mario game. So I'm figured I'd do like the 5 best of them. I'm going to level with you guys. I am a huge Mario fan. Mario is what I grew up with. Like, I love Mega Man and all that. And Mega Man is definitely one of my favorite franchises, Kirby, that kind of stuff. But Mario is definitely where... where I am, where I've always been. So let's start it off with the very first one, released in 1985, Super Mario Brothers. And we'll start a new file here. How do I erase this? There we go. Let's jump in there. Oh, and it's just so gorgeous, especially compared to the original NES version. Little changes like first of all, how they added music to this part, because there's no music in the original opening to this game, but let's just jump ahead and get in there. And, while this is, of course, a remake of the original Mario 1, there are small changes to the physics. If you've played the first one and then you play this one, you'll notice small things. Kind of like how, with the Mega Man games, there were small differences, but I'm more used to this one than I am with the Wily Wars. I love Mario 1. Such a good game. And I think, like, up until a couple years ago, it was like the best-selling video game ever made, which is kind of cool. Definitely was good. So for all the games that I'm going to be doing for Mario All-Stars, I'm going to do every level. So no warp zones. I will show you where they are, provided I remember where they all are. But I should know where most of them are. So yeah. Oh, darn it. Good job, Phil. Nice end to the first level. Mario 1, I think, is one of those games that I think everyone has played, regardless of whether or not they actually play video games. My whole family has played through it, I would assume. Even my grandparents have played Mario 1. That's just how big it was back then. I think a lot of people who are like a little bit younger don't really realize how big Mario was back then. Like nowadays, I mean, Mario is, I'll admit, this kind of huge cash cow for Nintendo that they just kind of milk dry. And yeah, they kind of were that back then too. But nowadays, it's like, every year there's like 3 or 4 Mario games, whether they be spin-offs or like main series titles. But back then, I mean, like the original NES and Super NES, like Mario games were the pinnacle of game design. They were so well done and so amazing. So I think a lot of kids don't realize that without Mario, a lot of the things in gaming wouldn't be around. And even now, I mean, they stand up so much compared to a lot of games from from the old eras. A lot of games stood up, but a lot of them kind of like people are like, oh, they stood up, but it's more nostalgia than anything else. But Mario, I truly do find, has stood the test of time. Maybe not so much Mario 1 and the Lost Levels, but definitely like Mario 2, Mario 3. If you go up past here, you'll get the first warp zone to World 2, 3, and 4. I think everyone knows that by now. It's definitely a well-known secret. Let's try to do a little bit better with this flagpole this time. There we go. Much better. Yeah, that was way better. So this came out in 1993, Mario All-Stars anyways. So I was 8 years old when this came out. And it's crazy how excited I was for this game. I remember seeing it for the first time in Nintendo Power. I forget the issue. But it didn't say well, I think it did say Mario All-Stars, but it didn't say what that was. There was just a single screenshot of Mario 1. And it was, I was so excited just because, another Mario game, holy crap. I was just super happy. And it's kind of funny seeing how Mario World had come out in 1991, I think, and Mario 3 came out in either 89 or 90, I forget. So it's pretty early to have a full-blown enhanced remake of the game, but, you know, whatever, I wasn't going to complain. They were like my favorite games growing up. So yeah, Mario All-Stars is one of those games that I grabbed as soon as I could. It's actually one of like maybe 2 games that I still have the original boxing cartridge for. Now, you know, now I have a ridiculous amount of games. But when I was growing up, for a kid I had a decent amount. I'd say I had like 10 or 15, which for a kid in the 90s was pretty decent, like for the NES and Super NES era. But we had gotten rid of the NES early on. My parents we sold it so that we could buy the Super NES. So I had to kind of rebuy everything. That was fine. Kind of the start of the collection. The Super NES, I still have pretty much all the games for it, except for a couple that I might have like traded in or sold or whatever. But Mario All-Stars I never got rid of, and I still have the box for it. It's banged up like crap, but I still have it. And, you know, when you're a kid back in the day, like, you used to just throw away the boxes, because they were just cardboard boxes. And I think I tried to keep most of them when I could, but they would get ripped up. And I had no idea I'd be a collector, or I'd still be playing games, so I didn't, like, take super good care of my games like I should have. Whatever. A small change that just happened. Oh, why isn't there a super... Okay, there should be a 1-up here. I don't know why there's not. Yeah, in the original Mario 1, after defeating Bowser in World 4, level 4 of every world, you know, there's a little toad there, mushroom retainer, saying, you know, our princess is another castle. And that, of course, happens here, as you saw. But I like how each level has, like, a different presentation. You'll see what I mean when I beat World 2. There's another thing they changed. They added, like, Mario's face in the background. If you're playing as Luigi, it's Luigi's face. And they added this little fun bonus music, which I really like. Really fun. So yeah, they didn't add anything like in terms of like secret levels or extras or anything like that, because there are none. It's pretty much just presentation only that they changed. And you know, that's fine with me, because I really do find the original Mario games were just fine the way they were. Whoops. Whoops. Damn it. I know there's something up here. There we go. Kind of useless, but I don't know why. It's just habit, I guess. There we go. I've had someone ask, a friend of mine, we like to talk about old games, obviously, all the time. And we asked each other, like, what was our favorite way of playing the old Mario games. In Mario 1, you'd think this would be, like, in my opinion, the definitive Mario 1. It's not, in my opinion. My favorite version of Mario 1 is actually Super Mario Deluxe, which is for the Game Boy Color, which came out in, like, I think, like, 99, maybe a little later, 2000. Really well done. It's Mario 1 with the original Mario 1 graphics, which is really cool. The big difference, though, being that, well, two big differences. One being that you could play the entirety of the lost levels with the original Mario 1 graphics, which were not exactly the same as the original Japanese release, but very close. But the other reason why is because of all the bonuses and the extras. Not only was there like Game Boy printer functionality, which, you know, isn't really that big a deal because the Game Boy printer wasn't, you know, this thing that everyone had. Though I had a buddy who had one. It was a lot of fun. Was that every level also, there was a mode where you could play where you had to get a very high score, there were 5 hidden red coins, and there was a hidden Yoshi egg. And to me, that was awesome, because adding extra stuff to already awesome gameplay, and just to the levels already, just to find and explore some more, was huge for me. I loved that. So that's why that specific version is my, like, favorite version of Mario 1. But I mean, graphically, obviously, this version tops it, and the music's awesome. Little things, too, like, I love how this level, like, look at that, the background with the Goomba pedestals, and the plains, or, like, the desert, or whatever, below, I don't know. Like, they really thought of really cool ideas for Mario's world, instead of just you know, just the sky, which is what it was in the original Mario game for the NES. So I think that's really cool. I skipped this over when I was there in World 1-4, but even, like, Bowser gets his own music in this version, which he didn't have in the original NES version, which is really interesting. I really like it. But all the changes, I think all the changes but one, and I'll tell you what it is when I get there if I remember. All the changes but one I really enjoy in Mario 1 anyways. I'll talk about the rest in other games when I play the other games. But, you know, things like Bowser's, like, picture in the background, it's just really cool. Whoa, that was close. I'm gonna just kill Bowser. And it's not really Bowser. They're, you know, the last Bowser's the only last Bowser, or only real Bowser. So here's what I was talking about with the Mushroom Retainers, how, like, now it's World 2, so there's 2 of them. Like, stupid things like that. In World 3, there'll be 3, and I don't know. Little touches like that just make me super happy. Actually, you know, Mario in general makes me super happy. I can go, I'm unlike some people who, like, you see older games and they'll be like, oh, the graphics are terrible, like, I couldn't deal with it. I'm pretty good at not being that person. I can pretty much play a game from any era and play it as if, you know, from when it came out, and appreciate the graphics and the gameplay for when it came out. For the most part, I can usually do that. And so I play a lot of retro games all the time, as you can obviously tell from my YouTube channel. But there's something about playing a Mario game that just brings out such joy in me. Though I might not sound like it, I know I have like this, oh come on, there's supposed to be one-up mushroom here. Whatever. I know I have this like monotone voice, and I probably sound super bored in most of my Let's Plays, but I'm telling you, I am super happy and super joyful when I play Super Mario games. Right below me, this block right here has a vine. I'm not going to get it. Yeah, Mario games just make me just so happy, so happy. There's just such a spirit to them that I think a lot of games don't have. And actually, I find a lot of the newer Mario games don't have. I loved Mario Galaxy. Galaxy was incredible. Galaxy 2 was just as good. It's the new Super Mario Brothers I find, I think most people agree, that are kind of lifeless. They're good, they're functionally great, but there's something about them that just makes them feel dead. Let's see if I can get this. Nope. Well, damn. You can get infinite lives here if you bounce into the turtle. I think everyone knows that by now. I wasn't able to pull it off. Whoops. Oh well. Keep going. But yeah, the new Super Mario Brothers games, they're functionally good. They're definitely playable games. They're very good. There's something about them that seems soulless and empty, and I don't even know what it is. The first one for the DS was very good, and then they just... oh, damn it. They just kept making the same game. You know? I think most people have agreed with that opinion. The latest one... The latest... oh, frig. The latest Mario game to come out is Mario 3D World, and that game was awesome. Super good. But same thing, it felt lifeless, it felt watered down, despite the fact that every level showed something new, and it was gorgeous, and it was fun. There's something about it that, I don't know, doesn't have that Mario charm that Mario games used to have. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, I think, were the last Mario games with that sort of charm. And I'm really hoping, like, I'm not 100% sure when this is actually going to air, but right now it's a few weeks before E3 2014. And I'm really hoping that they'll show off a new... I don't think they will, but it'd be nice to see a new, fully 3D Mario game in the veins of Mario 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy. I honestly don't think that's going to happen, but I would love to see it anyways. Because I really find... I don't know. Mario Galaxy was incredible. I want to see what else they can do. And while 3D World was very good, I don't know. I want to see that wide open world. I want to collect those stars. I want to have multiple goals within a single level. And you didn't get that in 3D World. 3D World and 3D Land were, you know, very cool, very different at the time. But they were just 3D obstacle courses, which, I think is a cool idea, and I'm glad they did that. I want to see the next big one. Oh, yeah. I think that's my first death, though. So I'm okay with that. Kind of a stupid death, though. There we go. I will be able to make it through this without any game overs. Lost Levels, on the other hand, I will probably get a few game overs. That game is brutally difficult, and I think anyone who's played it can agree. Damn it. It is a very hard game. Yeah. Oh, jeez. That was actually really close. There we go. I'll be fine. Easy enough. And now there should be 3. Yeah, there we go. So, I don't know. It's little things like that that just make this version of all the games so good. Things they didn't need to add. They could have just made this better graphics. And a good example of a game that actually just did the bare minimum is Ninja Gaiden Trilogy. Ninja Gaiden, like all 3 of them, are fantastic games for the NES. Incredibly difficult, but they're fantastic games. They actually remade all 3 with enhanced graphics and sound for the Super Nintendo. Dang it. Woo! Pretty late in the Super NES's life cycle. It's like 95. It's actually one of the rarer and more expensive games. Why the hell are none of the 1-up mushrooms around? Okay, if anyone knows why the 1-up mushrooms aren't popping up, like, comment, subscribe. No, just you can tell me in the comments, because it's really frustrating me right now. What was I saying? Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. So it came out really late. Nice. In the Super NES's life cycle, so it's super hard to find. It's super rare. And I mean, like, super rare. I've seen it go for a few hundred, like, quite a few $100s. Anyways, the game itself is kind of crappy. It's just the NES version of Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 with very, very slightly better graphics. And that's it. That's it. There's 10 coins in that block if you want to get that. Yeah, that's it. That's all they did. There's no extra things. There's no, like, they completely changed the graphics. Like, it's not just Mario with better color. They completely redid everything. In Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, it's just, oh, look, it's slightly better shading, and it's not even that good. It's, I don't know. It's definitely good for a collector, but it's such a disappointment as a game. And they did, like, something really stupid. They inverted the controls, like the jump button and the attack button were inverted. And, in an already difficult game, like, where the hell is that? In an already difficult game like Ninja Gaiden, you don't want to have to deal with just shitty controls. But anyways, I'm complaining about something off topic way too much. Back to Mario. Right over here. Oh, okay. Right over here is my death. Good job, Phil. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. I got a mushroom right here. There we go. There we are. Alright, as I was saying, right over here. A couple of invisible blocks. There's also one right here, but you don't want to get it unless you're small, because then you wouldn't be able to fit in here. Grab this. This will bring you to the next warp zone, which will bring you to either World 6, 7, or 8. So people who, who've played this since, growing up, know World 1, 2, get the warp zone, skip to World 4, World 4, 2, skip to World 8, beat the game. But as I said, we are doing every level. And when I say every level, by the way, I'm not doing the Star Worlds in this game. Ooh, that was close. When you beat the game, the prince is like, oh yay, here's a second quest, and it's just the same levels, but slightly faster enemies, and all the Goombas are now Buzzy Beetles, that kind of thing. I'm not doing that, because they're basically the same levels. You can go up to the top here, and there's another warp zone, which will lead you to World 5. But we are not going to do that. We'll make it to World 5 the good old-fashioned way. There we go. So I guess we'll finish World 4, and then we'll call it a day. So we got 2 more levels to go. And now we're in the levels that I'm actually not super familiar with, because usually when I do beat the game, beat Mario, I do warp. So I'm used to, like, World 1 to 4, and then World 8. So World 4 onwards, up to World 8, is a little, not mystery. Obviously, I've played them a bunch of times, but not as super well known to me as normally everything else is. I love this background. Again, like, this background only appears in these styles of stages, and it's just really, oh, dang it. Yeah. It's just gorgeous. I love that. It almost gives a three-dimensional feel, because there's more mushroom, like, blocks and platforms over there that you don't get to. I don't know, it's just, it fleshes out the world, I guess. As much as Mario 1's world can be fleshed out, I guess. That's an easy stage, though. That was really, really simple. Alright. 4-4. And is this... Oh, this might be the first maze one. They've appeared with a couple of these in the later Mario, the new Super Mario Bros. Games, but you didn't see these very often, unless it was Mario 1 or Japanese Mario 2. But you have to go the correct way, or else you'll be stuck in a loop, which is kind of interesting. In the original version, there's no chime or a horn or like kind of thing, letting you know if you were right or wrong. In this version, there is, which really helps. And this specific level only has two paths, so that's not too difficult. But later on, it gets a little more difficult. There we go. Woo! Oh my god, that was close. All right. So that was good. That's a good start. We're actually halfway done the game, because there's only 8 worlds in Mario 1. That was awesome. And I'm PhilInTheBlanks, and guys, I'll see you guys next time on Let's Play Super Mario All-Stars, specifically Super Mario Brothers. I'll see you guys later. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, subscribe, check out my other content on my YouTube channel, where you can find Let's Plays, speedruns, and reviews of other games. See ya!